Welcome, marketing chefs. I've got something truly special cooking in our Omni-Channel oven today.
Marketing Kitchen TV Q&A 12.
Up next in the Marketing Kitchen. Welcome to the kitchen, the Marketing Kitchen. Hi, I'm Ron Vining, your host of Marketing Kitchen TV.
Hey marketing chefs, thanks for coming back to Marketing Kitchen TV episode chapter part 12. Enrique, what are some strategies for successful influencer marketing? And Jennifer writes, and Jennifer is a bit of an influencer herself anyway, I'll let you check into everybody's profiles. I won't comment, but I've seen some of your content, Jen. Influencer marketing success is on the decline. Learn why and how you can continue to be successful. Okay, so what are some strategies for successful influencer marketing? All right, having looked at these articles, actually having not looked at these, but having looked at some similar ones a while ago, I don't remember the steps off the top of my head, but let me see what I can share with you based on my knowledge on the subject. And it would be nice if I can see the start button. All right, 2-minute warning goes on. What are some strategies for successful influencer marketing? Okay, well, number one, I would say the first thing that you need to do is understand why you're doing this in the first place. So if you want to be a successful influencer, then you need to understand what your objective is. And this is the same holds true for any type of marketing, not just for influencer marketing. So what is your objective? Then you need to think about who your audience would be, what your message would be, and then what channel you would want to disseminate that message on. So it goes back to basic marketing 101. Understand your objective, so your goal or objective, your purpose. Understand your audience, who they are, what they're about, what they like, what they're interested in. What is your message going to be? And then what channel are you going to disseminate that message on? Now, some influencers focus on a specific channel, say Instagram, or YouTube, or Twitter, or WeChat, or TikTok, or Snap. So you name, or Facebook, right? So you name the channel, and that could be it. Or you could be someone like me who utilizes one channel to promote or increase all of the others. So my primary channel is LinkedIn. That's the one that I've invested the most time and energy on. And why? Because my purpose is to bring in clients without having to do any paid marketing. So I do all of my stuff on LinkedIn to gain access to new B2B and B2C clients. And that's organically, because I want people to come to me, I don't want to go to them. So I will never buy leads, and I will never do paid advertising to gain clients for my brand influx consulting business. I just don't need to. That's just not what I do. So some other tips though, so that was basically how you go about it. What you really need to do after that is you need to brand yourself. I think of it, I'll give you 2 examples on YouTube. So just because I'm thinking about it, I've been thinking about this recently, but there's the DSNY network. All right, so you can look that up on YouTube. This guy came out of the blue, like nowhere. All of a sudden, he came out with a DSNY, news or network, whatever it is, where he just covers all things Disney. He has basically 3 colors to his logo. He's well branded. He had a great script. He's got music introduction, consistent format, posts consistently. Before it was like every day. until he has had an established following, and then now it's several times a week, but they're on specific days, similar to running how a TV network works. And so he went from unknown to probably the most popular Disney channel on YouTube, which is quite impressive. And he did that in probably a year to 2 years' time. Totally impressed. There's another person named Robert Meyer Burnett, and he has a background in Hollywood, but he reviews movies, but basically movies, television, does a lot of sci-fi. I think his channel's fantastic, so I'm a big fan. Big shout out to you, Robert Meyer Burnett, and your Robservations. I think it's great. One of Robert's ways of becoming popular and becoming an influencer was twofold, okay? Twofold, as I have 3 fingers, twofold. The first was the fact that he was a guest on other channels. So in similar genre media on YouTube, he did guest spots as an analyst, commentator, roundtable, part of a group where he built a following off the back of another channel. So they were, in a way, creating him, turning him into an influencer, so that when he had his own channel, he already had a following. So if that makes sense. So that's one thing that can certainly help you out. So utilizing other influencers or another platform to promote. The second way I think that you can really hit the ground running is to, and why did I completely lose my train of thought? That always happens when I do something like that. The second way Robert Meyer Burnett was successful is that he posts a video a day. And they are long form videos where there's a discussion. And it was just the consistency, for me anyway, that every time I turned on YouTube, I saw a new video from him with a good thumbnail, illustrating good title of the video too, that made me want to click on it and listen to it. So it's almost become a daily activity for me while I work from home to listen to a video from Robert Meyer Burnett, because I love film and television, and it's just good commentary on it. And he also has a website, and he has and he uses that to promote, and he's on Instagram, and he's on the channel. So he's using that omni-channel approach or multi-channel approach in that particular case. It's multi-channel because it's all digital, right? So when we say omni-channel, we're talking about online, offline. If we're talking about multi-channel, then that would be either all in the physical realm or all in the digital realm, right? Anyway, just sharing the distinction there. All right, Enrique, I think I gave you a 20-minute answer instead of a 2, but anyway, I like the question, and I hope that those were helpful. All right, Wanhoon, you ask how the differences of social media marketing will be used for the young major customer. If the firms realize the differences, how they will apply it effectively. Just I guess as context here, a great display of the differences between social media marketing and traditional forms of marketing help with a better customer reach for especially new industry that young people are the major customers. A couple of things, by the way, Wanhoon, and for anyone else watching. Hashtags. This is not a useful hashtag. Social media, one word, social media, no underscore, is a good one. Marketing is a good one. This way, no one else is going to search for the term that way. It's just not going to happen. So therefore, it's not good. So two rules of thumb, again, here we go, here's 2. 2 rules of thumb for me when it comes to hashtags. Number 1, it needs to be short. Number 2, it needs to be something someone else would go to a search bar in and type at. That's why I selected Q&A, because it's short and other people are likely, if they're interested in question and answers, would type that in. Now I could have done MKT Q&A and then it would have been associated with marketing, but then again, maybe it wouldn't. So you've got to be careful about what you hashtag. And then major customer, who's going to search for that? So not criticizing you, not making fun of you, just thought I would share a tip there that hopefully will help you out in the future and other people as well too. So how are the differences of social media marketing we use for the young major customers? If firms realize the difference, how will they apply it effectively? All right, not exactly sure what the question is, but I'll just talk because you're giving me an excuse to talk for 2 minutes, so I will. Okay. All right. Each of the social media channels. Oh, by the way, I guess when saying this, you should watch the video, everything you want to know about content marketing and then some more. And then I also have a LinkedIn post talking about social growth via, value-added content, right? So a blog that I wrote on LinkedIn and then also a video, everything you want to know about content marketing and then some more. Each of the channels have a nuance to them. So what's good for YouTube is not good for TikTok or not good for an Instagram story, right? So, but I guess we've been seeing a lot of TikTok videos being shared on Instagram, which is a good repurpose. But that's kind of lazy when it has the TikTok branding on it. I mean, that's really lazy. And as soon as I see a TikTok video on Instagram, I completely ignore it. But then again, I would ignore that nonsense typically anyhow. You want to make sure that whatever is good for the channel, you are emphasizing that aspect of it. So for example, I tried out for 1 year all of my LinkedIn posts, which are vary in length. So I've got short LinkedIn posts and I've got long ones taking up either the full character amount or lesser. And I tried resharing those on Instagram. And I found that was a waste of time. We did it for 1 year as a test. Why is that? People are not going to Instagram to read about marketing. Even though I was using some fun, cool, flashy pictures, I was not seeing a click-through ratio going from the content shared on Instagram through back to LinkedIn. Just was not working. I've now created the Marketing Kitchen Instagram channel because I've wanted to see whether or not people will go from Instagram to YouTube. And I don't think that they're really going to unless I start doing a YouTube story for each one of these videos. So where I would then go in and edit out a quick segment from here. I'd throw it into the story and then I'd have the link to this video where then people might see it on the story, click on it, and then come to YouTube. You really need to customize your content and your message and how you've packaged it for the channel. And so you asked specifically about young customers, I believe. And young customers are gonna love stuff on Snap and on TikTok and in a story. Older customers probably are gonna want some more meat. So yeah, I hope I've covered that. If not, ask me a question below and I will further on answer it for you. Okay. I needed some help. Ding, ding, ding. I need a lot of help. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Tanique, can organizations be just as successful without creating a game plan? Can organizations be just as successful without creating a game plan? You think you know what my answer is going to be? No, absolutely not. You must have a game plan in mind in order to be successful. You could have initial success just because it's the right time, right place, right product, and everything clicked and was lucky. For sustained long-term success, and I mean 3, 6, 12, and then other months on, you're going to need to have a game plan. If you do not have a game plan, you will fail. Why? You will hit some roadblocks. You will run into bandwidth issues. You will run into, all right, I decided, quick example, I decided 2 years ago, and actually I want to give a shout out to Corey. Corey is my social community manager. You've probably seen her on LinkedIn. And she and I started so 2 years ago Friday, on what's been a 24-month endeavor of posting value-added content on LinkedIn almost 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And sorry, I don't, oh, quick, call the doctor. Anyway, I had some chocolate and I had some peanut butter. And when I have those, I often lose my voice. So I shouldn't have had those before going on air. But I was having some Cadbury eggs, so I couldn't resist. And I ate into your time there, Tanique, but let me continue on here. So what we did is we embarked on that 24-month endeavor, and we're still doing it now. I was going to quit in January. However, because AppFlix is not up and running yet, I can't reassign I didn't have anything to reassign my teams to do. So anyway, she's still working on that. And what happened is, my point here is that I had an initial idea about what I just said that we were going to do, but I didn't exactly know. I had done it for brands before, but I had never done it for myself. So what ended up happening is we ran out of content initially. In other words, I wanted to post one piece of unique content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, that's a lot of content to write. And I didn't realize that it would be so difficult to create that value-added content on a consistent basis. Because even for my clients, they had never wanted 24 unique posts 7 days a week. And so we were in a bind until I developed and she came up with a system that was workable for us to be able to create or manufacture that brand influx of compelling content on a continual basis. And now we've got it locked down. We have a content template. We have a process of how it's scheduled. I decided to scale it back after a year and a half to go to 12 posts a day. And it wasn't because we couldn't continue to keep creating the content. It was because people were telling me, Ron, you create too much content. When I go to my LinkedIn, it's 100% Ron Vining's Learnomies. So that's what I call our value-added post, Learnomies, with that hashtag. So anyway. So Tanique, I think that you need to have a plan to be successful. And the short term, don't let the plan, Tanique, get in the way of getting started. But once you get started, you better have a plan or you're not going to be able to sustain it. Okay? I hope that answers your question. Okay, Jazz. And I'm trying to think how many questions I've done so far. I want to keep these to about the 30-minute range. So, Jazz, you're going to be the last for this particular session, and then we'll pick up with Miss Beal in episode 12. All right, Jazz. It is important for marketers to be involved in all parts of building a website. Has there been any companies who have failed solely because their website didn't attract customers or because it was not put together properly? Well, I think you're asking me if there's a specific company in mind. And I'm trying to think of the name. There was a toy company that, was it Toys Online or... trying to remember, there's a case study on it, but they failed miserably against Toys R Us in the fact that obviously Toys R Us had the brick and mortar retail stores to push their online piece of it. But off the top of my head, So what would be good, and again, I've commented this on some prior videos. A question like this, Jazz, it would be better if you leaded me and then said, like in the example of, and where, you know, you hit Google before you hit me, and posted a couple, then you give me a bit more to talk about. But there have been, yes, a number of companies that have failed because their website just didn't do it, especially if they were an e-commerce player. If you've got no other means of engaging with your customer other than your website, then you're going to fail. If you are looking to become competitive, and so I guess we'll see a shakedown in the retail industry here too, in that now, since all retail has been shut down for the most part globally, brands have had to rely on their e-commerce channel. So the ones that have the better e-commerce channel, maybe it's the brand, but those that have that infrastructure there, that delivery mechanism, the order fulfillment in place, will certainly fare better than the ones that didn't. In terms of attracting a following, it's difficult to get people to start following your website out of the blue once you're just like getting started in the space, even if you are an established brand. I think about Super Bowl ads. A number of brands over the years, back when the internet, back when we had to put www or HTTP right before, because we didn't realize that you could just type in, and you couldn't actually at first, but then they shortened it where you could just type in like ronvining.com or appflix.com as opposed to having to put the other in front. But what we saw is that brands were running TV commercials just announcing their URL for their site. Starbucks at their point of sale location, while you're waiting in queue, would be promoting their website. So brands in the physical world were promoting their assets in the virtual world to gain attention. If you didn't have that type of a physical, sorry about the I'm trying to think of the word I wanted to say, that still wasn't it. But if you didn't have that platform in the physical world to be able to promote your digital experience, then how do you get people to know where you are? Well, you can do it through value-added content on social networks. You can do that organically, or you can pay to promote, where you can highly target who will be seeing your post, informing them about your site. So for example, when my AppFlix website is up, we will do a lot of organic, we will do the value-added content. So what will happen on LinkedIn and on Facebook and on Instagram and on every other channel, I will stop my marketing content. That I'm going to just stop that. And my entire team, and then also new people that I'm adding. So yes, I'll be hiring people starting in May, and they will be doing value-added movie reviews, music reviews, video game reviews, TV reviews, streaming service, VPN, all reviews, all commentary about that, announcements. And those will hopefully drive organically people to the AppFlix website, right? So that's strategy one. Strategy two understands that social networks limit the amount of organic content that you can post. So I am going to run targeted paid ads on all the platforms. So you name the social platform, I will do an ad there. MarketingKitchenTV is going to do a lot of promos and plugs for AppFlix. I also have created an AppFlix YouTube channel. And I will be, and the team will be doing movie reviews, music, blah, 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 all of the entertainment ones, and posting them to the AppFlix YouTube page, but it'll be a teaser. And it will then push people over to the website to see the complete review. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Jazz. And thank you for everyone that asked a question here for episode 12, chapter 12, part 12 of our 2020, sort of spring 2020 digital Q&A series here for Marketing Kitchen TV. Thank you very much for your questions. Because some of the episodes went really long, what I've decided to do is take episodes 11, 12, and 13 and divide them up. So I'm actually, out of the 3 that I recorded, I'm going to get 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So I'm going to take 3 long videos and I'm going to make them into 6 shorter videos. So I'll try to sync up the endings to make sure that you know which was which, beyond what you'll see in the thumbnail and also in the description. But if you hear me call it an episode number that it isn't, it's not you hearing things, it's not me being crazy, it's because I decided to cut them up to make them shorter runtime for each of you. As a reminder, if you would like me to answer your question here on Marketing Kitchen TV, all you need to do is go to @MarketingKitchenTV on Twitter, utilize the hashtag Q&A, and I will answer your questions right here. If you have a comment that you'd like to offer on any of these videos, please do it in the comments section below, and I will certainly, I might not be able to get to them all right away, but I will definitely like, and if you ask me a question or even if you say anything, I will comment on it, because part of being on social media, part of being a community is engagement. So you can't just watch a piece of content. You should subscribe to the channel, you should like the channel, you should offer a comment, you should share it. Why? That's what I do when I engage. That's what I do when I watch someone else's content. I know once in a while, maybe if I'm watching it on the YouTube app on TV, I can't offer the comment, but I certainly, if I see something new, I'll subscribe to that channel, and I like it, because I just want to repay the person who's taking the time to do it, because most people here are doing it for free. I'm not getting anything for this. And it's just to share knowledge. So I think it's just respectful to let content creators know that you're watching their content. And a view alone just doesn't cut it. You need to do a little bit extra. And it only takes a few seconds. Also, too, just a reminder before I let you go, my challenge. The challenge is, please share this channel with 2 of your friends. That would be 4. Share this channel with 2 of your friends, so that maybe one of them will subscribe, because I want to grow the subscriber base over the next month or so. So if you could help me with that, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, see you in our next episode, which will be 13. Keep safe. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, there's always fresh content simmering on our storytelling stovetop. So whatever happens in this kitchen shouldn't stay in this marketing kitchen. I'm Ron Vining, your host, reminding you to invite your family and friends to the next episode of Marketing Kitchen TV.